Welcome back to Daybreak. I'm Gina DiGiorgio with entertainment. Jay Leno, 62, is retiring from his 22-year job hosting NBC's Tonight Show, the network officially announced Wednesday. NBC also said he will be scheduled as expected by Jimmy Fallon, 38, once Leno finishes out his contract in spring 2014. The show will also return to New York's 30 Rock. Johnny Carson has moved the show, which first premiered in 1954 from Manhattan, Weston 1972. Lea Michele will be releasing an upcoming track called You're Mine. The Glee star shared with her fans that the song was one of Corey Monteith's favorite off her album. It was ours, she explained. When I think of him, I play this. The song will be featured on the 27-year-old's album Louder, which is expected to hit stores on March 4th. Selena Gomez secretly completed a 2-week rehab stint in January. The 21-year-old Come and Get It singer was admitted to Arizona's Dawn at the Meadows on January 5th. Gomez reprised reports that former Disney Channel star was struggling with drugs or alcohol. Selena voluntarily spent time at Meadows, but not for substance abuse, said a rep for Gomez. That's all I have for your entertainment report this week. Now over to Brittany and Ryan.
We are now joined by James Hill. James, what are you making for us today?
Ryan, we're making apple pie. Now let's get ready here.
Yeah, you gotta have the proper attire.
You guys look too pretty.
That's great.
You look too pretty, but what
you don't want to mess up that nice sweater.
I know,
there.
it's cashmere.
Wow.
We're making apple pie today. It's actually, Brittany, if you want to hand me that book on the top there.
Yeah.
It's an old Kauffman's department store recipe. They've been making this at the store for actually over a century.
Wow.
Lily
Mr. Pittsburgh, bringing us more facts.
Always. So who wants to get messy first?
Me?
Brittany, no hesitation whatsoever.
Okay.
That's all her.
Scoop this dough here into this pot of flour right here.
Oh, wow.
Not in the pot. You got to get it nice and floury before you start rolling it out.
Where, like right on the flour?
Yep, right on the flour.
Okay. All right.
There you go. Scoop it all in there nice and good.
Excellent.
There you go. Now you got to get it off the thing, too.
Oh.
Use your fingers. Swipe that off there.
Okay. All right. If you want me to get it on dirty.
She's the one who wanted to get dirty.
And then what you have to do is, I'll give this to you in a second, but first you got to roll it around in flour. Now this is just regular old dough, you know, flour, water, 1 egg, because you got to make the two layers for the pie. Once you have it caked in a nice layer of flour, you actually want to split it into 2 balls, one for the bottom crust and then one for the top crust. Okay. Now Ryan, now I'm forcing you to get messy.
Okay, I can do that.
Roll that around in some flour for me.
Roll that around in the flour?
Roll that around in the flour.
Sure thing.
And Brittany, if you want to grab the rolling pin.
Ooh, do I get to do this?
Yeah, you do. You get to roll this out into a nice, good circle. It's going to be the bottom layer of the tin, so it has to be nice and good. Typically, you want your layer to be thick, but you can make it a little thin too. Thicker is usually better, but what you're doing, because we don't have normally you want to use 1 pack of, like, 1 ball of that dough for each.
Okay.
But because we don't have as much now, we're just going to do 1 for each.
Does it have to be like perfect?
Big, not perfect or get out. No, it has to be just a decent circle.
Is that how much bigger?
Grab this tin here. Well, you have to want it to fit in here. So keep rolling. Come on, Brittany. Keep rolling.
So do you have a secret to a great pie? I mean, a lot of people like to make pie, but what makes yours special, James?
All love.
It's how it's made, right?
It's how it's made. Good job, Brittany.
Okay.
Now what you're going to do is you're going to take this crust and you're going to sit it right in the tin.
You got. I don't want to fall apart.
Brittany isn't the expert pie maker.
Brittany
no,
is not
I've never made pie.
I'll
make cakes, but not pies.
Okay.
It's gonna rip, isn't it?
Oh, it's ripped. Brittany, you ruined everything.
Oh,
you have to start over, Brittany.
Brittany. James just threw away
guys,
everything.
You're terrible.
That was
in
devastating.
fact, get away.
Okay,
Absolutely
get away.
devastating.
Brittany's ruined life. Everyone, I'm so sorry for this tragedy.
Here, do you want to use?
So what else do you do?
Like,
what's the next step while you're
flattening it up? Yours looked good. Okay, when you're flattening it up,
James.
here you're gonna want to get your apple. Now these are just
that's more Brittany's taste right there.
Now these are just 8 Granny Smith apples, shaved, cored, and chopped up, and it's just brown sugar, a little bit of regular sugar, and you kind of saute it into a nice mixture.
Okay.
Okay, and then once you take that together, you put your pie. I almost lost it there.
Splash it down in there.
Splash it in the table, and then you sometimes just have to knead it up all the way to the top there.
Then what do we toss these in there?
Yep. We're gonna skip some steps there because normally that's a little lengthy.
Okay.
But then once you got that all to the top, you're gonna pour your apple pie bacon on in there. Dump that in there.
Okay.
Just go ahead and
Dump
dump
it on
in.
Brittany.
Here, I'll help you.
Yeah, help her there.
Great.
These look delicious.
This looks so good.
Yeah, you can, Brittany, help yourself.
Let's go ahead and take a bite of one of those.
I might as well. All right.
Yeah, then you scoop that on in there nice and good. Then you just add a smidge of sugar.
Okay.
Just a smidge, and then a smidge of brown sugar and a smidge of cinnamon as well.
All right.
And then you just take your final layer here, You could do lattice work, but sometimes that just isn't in the cards. And you just got to flatten that out there nice and good. And you take your top layer of the pie there, and you put it on top. Now, all this time, I should mention, your oven's preheated to 450 degrees. This is going to be, you know, a nice different type of pie. Okay. Instead of the lattice layer, it's just a nice even layer. It's kind of the one that your grandmas often have.
So what's it going to look like whenever it comes out?
Well, I think our friend Johnny, who did weather this morning, has the full pie.
You
Come on
made
down.
it look delicious.
Wow.
It was,
that looks great.
That was all Vanna Whiting right there. That was amazing.
Oh, we have forks.
We have forks.
Oh, thank
Can we
goodness.
please have a piece of that?
Yes, everyone. Ryan, who wants the first slice?
Me.
Oh, Brittany,
Brittany
yet again,
called it.
jumping the gun. Absolutely.
Brittany
too
jumps
excited.
the gun.
All right, I think that's about all we have for you this week.
Be sure to join us right here next week on Daybreak.
Oh, there you go, Brittany.
Oh my goodness. I can't wait. Oh my